He's destined to be the biggest name in show business.
Welcome to Hollywood Minute. I'm Name.
But when the going gets tough, he can always count on his agent.
My job is to keep up your morale.
I gotta believe there is something bigger for me right around the corner.
Listen, you are living in a dream world.
I do feel better.
Today we're talking about one of the most infamous spin-offs in TV history. A show that had all the hype in the world. A show that followed one of the biggest cultural phenomena of all time. We're talking about Joey, the spin-off of Friends. Now you gotta remember, Friends wasn't just a hit sitcom. It was a cultural movement. From 1994 to 2004, it owned NBC's Thursday nights. It gave us catchphrases. It gave us a style of comedy that defined an entire era. It gave us characters that people felt like they grew up with. Ross, Rachel, Monica, Chandler, Phoebe, and of course Joey. 6 people in New York, hanging out at Central Perk, living life, making us laugh, and sometimes even making us cry. When Friends wrapped up in 2004, NBC wasn't ready to let go. The network was losing ground. Their golden age of must-see TV was slipping away. So they needed something big. They needed to keep the Friends audience hooked. And what better way than to give one of the fan-favorite characters his own series? That was the idea behind Joey. On paper, it looked good. Joey Tribbiani, the struggling actor with the big heart, moving out to Hollywood to chase his dreams again. Matt LeBlanc was still popular. But what happened? Why did Joey fail so badly that NBC pulled the plug after only 2 seasons? The setup was simple. Joey leaves New York and heads to Los Angeles. He moves in with his sister Gina, played by Drea de Matteo. She's loud, sassy, and protective. Then there's Gina's son Michael, played by Paulo Costanzo. He's brainy, awkward, and the complete opposite of Joey. Together, they form Joey's new family on the West Coast. The idea was to mix Joey's clueless charm with fresh characters and new storylines. Sounds workable, right? But here's the problem. Joey worked best in balance. In Friends, he was one piece of a 6-part puzzle. He was the goofy, lovable sidekick. His jokes landed because Chandler gave sarcastic responses. Monica stressed out over his laziness. Ross argued with him over science. Rachel humored him. Phoebe went toe-to-toe with his silliness. Joey had balance. In his own world, he didn't. His traits were stretched too thin. His lovable cluelessness turned into one-dimensional goofiness. At first, fans showed up. The Joey pilot scored a massive audience. Over 18 million viewers. That's proof of how much Friends fans cared. But the numbers fell quickly. By the end of the first season, the shine had worn off. And when season 2 arrived, ratings plummeted so badly NBC cut the show off in the US halfway through its run. That's how far Joey fell. So why didn't it work? Timing was a big factor. Friends ended on a high note. People were still attached to the whole gang. Ross and Rachel finally getting back together. Monica and Chandler starting a family. Phoebe finding love. Chandler and Joey saying goodbye in that empty apartment. Fans weren't ready to jump straight into a new world with just Joey. It felt too soon, too forced. NBC also put too much pressure on Joey. It wasn't just supposed to be a fun spin-off. It was supposed to save the network. It was supposed to be the next Friends. That's a weight no show could carry, especially one built on a side character who wasn't designed to lead. Creatively, the show also struggled. Fans wanted callbacks to Friends. They wanted cameos. They wanted to see Chandler pop in or Rachel call. Instead, Joey acted like Friends never existed. No Central Perk, no New York connections. The chemistry was missing. And while the new cast was talented, it didn't feel organic. Drea de Matteo was fresh off The Sopranos and brought toughness. Paulo Costanzo added brains and awkward charm, but it never meshed with Joey's energy. The writing leaned too hard on Joey's dumb actor jokes. Instead of growth, instead of new layers, it just doubled down on the same old thing. Fans wanted evolution. What they got felt flat. Critics weren't kind either. Reviews said it was uninspired, lazy, a cash grab that didn't respect the Friends legacy. And audiences picked up on that. It wasn't that people hated Joey. They just didn't want this Joey. They wanted the Joey who belonged to a group, not Joey forced to hold up a show all by himself. By the time season 2 aired, the decline was too obvious. NBC yanked the show. The remaining episodes were burned off overseas. And just like that, Joey was gone. The legacy of Joey today is simple. It's remembered as one of the biggest failed spin-offs of all time. Not because it was the worst sitcom ever, but because of the expectations it carried. Following Friends was impossible. Fans didn't just love Joey Tribbiani. They loved Joey with Chandler, Joey with Monica, Joey with Phoebe, Joey as part of the crew. Without that, the magic disappeared. In hindsight, Joey failed because it tried to turn a sidekick into a star without giving him the right support system, the right creative direction, or the right timing. And that's why Joey now sits in the graveyard of failed TV experiments. A reminder that lightning in a bottle can't always be recaptured. Because here's the truth. Joey Tribbiani will always be loved. He'll always be remembered as part of one of the greatest sitcom ensembles in history. But when the spotlight was on him alone, it just didn't work. And sometimes, that's the lesson TV history teaches us. Not every side character can carry the weight of a whole show.